For all things health and fitness, this is the Army Gymnastics Podcast.
The Army Gymnastics Podcast.
Discover a fitter, healthier you at armygymnastics.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going deep on vegan diets.
Vegan diets, yeah.
We've got a ton of research articles, anecdotal stuff, you name it.
It's amazing how much information is out there these days about veganism. I mean, it seems like it's gone from this niche thing to like
Holy.
everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll be breaking it all down for you guys, looking at the benefits, the potential downsides, and even some tips for how to transition if that's something you're thinking about.
Definitely some practical advice for those who are curious about trying it out.
Right. So let's jump right in. One of the big things people talk about with vegan diets is weight loss.
Yeah. You know, lots of people find that it's surprisingly easy to lose weight after going vegan.
Really?
Yeah. And it makes sense when you look at the science behind it. Plant-based proteins like beans and lentils, they tend to be lower in calories and higher in fiber than animal-based proteins.
Ah, I see.
And that fiber, it really helps you feel fuller for longer, which can naturally lead to eating less.
So you're not as hungry. That's interesting. And what about the energy boost that some people experience? I know I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, that's a common one. Jennifer Minka, a registered dietitian, she actually shared that she felt a noticeable increase in her energy levels after going vegan.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is interesting, but you know, it's always important to consider the bigger picture.
Right.
This perceived energy boost could also be tied to cutting out processed foods and refined sugars,
Okay.
which we know can cause those energy spikes and crashes.
Makes sense.
Shifting to whole, unprocessed, plant-based foods could be playing a role too.
So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, I think so.
So it might not be just about being vegan, but about the quality of the food you're eating.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about skin. What about the potential benefits for our skin?
Ooh, yeah, those colorful fruits and veggies packed with antioxidants.
I love those.
They could be your secret weapon for healthier, more radiant skin.
Really? I'm all ears.
It all comes down to fighting inflammation.
Okay.
Antioxidants, particularly the ones found in berries, leafy greens, and citrus fruits, they help to neutralize free radicals, which are these molecules that can damage cells and lead to inflammation.
Spicy.
And since chronic inflammation is linked to a lot of skin problems like acne and premature aging, upping your intake of those antioxidants can make a big difference.
So eating the rainbow for better skin.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the outside, but what about the inside? How does a vegan diet affect our gut?
Think of your gut like a garden.
Okay.
The fiber in a plant-based diet acts like fertilizer. It nourishes the good bacteria in your gut.
Gotcha.
And that can lead to a more diverse microbiome, which is linked to better digestion, a stronger immune system,
Wow.
and even better mental health.
That's amazing. It really shows how everything's connected.
It really is. And what's fascinating is that even a short-term shift to a plant-based diet can have a huge impact on the gut microbiome.
Is that right?
Yeah, Dr. Shilpa Ravella, a gastroenterologist, she found that switching between meat-based and plant-based diets led to really significant and fast changes in gut bacteria composition.
That's wild. It really shows how powerful food choices can be.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's get into some of the more serious potential benefits. We've heard that a vegan diet might help reduce the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease.
Right.
How does that work?
It's all about how the nutrients in plant-based foods work together.
Okay.
The fiber helps to regulate blood sugar levels, preventing those spikes and crashes that can lead to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
Plus, plant-based diets are naturally lower in saturated fat and cholesterol.
Got it.
And those are major culprits in heart disease.
So it's a multi-pronged approach to disease prevention through diet.
Exactly. You're tackling multiple risk factors at once.
I like it. And it's not just about fiber and fat content, right?
Right. Vegan diets are also packed with antioxidants, healthy fats like omega-3s, and essential vitamins and minerals. All those things work together to support your overall health and lower the risk of chronic diseases.
That's a strong argument for adding more plant-based foods to our diets.
I think so.
But before we all run to the grocery store, let's take a moment to consider some of the potential downsides.
Yeah, it's important to be aware of those too.
For sure. One thing I've heard is that your taste buds change when you go vegan.
That's an interesting one. You know, even just a few weeks without junk food and animal products can start to change your taste preferences.
Really? So you're telling me those cravings for burgers and fries might actually go away?
It's possible Dr. Ravella, who we mentioned earlier, she actually saw this happen with her patients. Some even reported that they found salty and sweet flavors more intense after switching to a plant-based diet.
So it's like your taste buds recalibrate.
Yeah, it seems like they can be pretty adaptable.
That's fascinating. And honestly, a little reassuring. I think a lot of people worry about missing out on certain flavors when they go vegan.
It's a common concern, but I think it's worth remembering that there's a whole world of amazing flavors to explore in the plant kingdom.
True.
From savory mushrooms and hearty lentils to sweet mangoes and tangy citrus fruits, there's something for everyone.
Okay, that makes me feel better. But let's be real, there are some legitimate concerns about nutrient deficiencies on a vegan diet.
Definitely, it's important to be mindful of that.
What are the main nutrients we should be watching out for?
Well, vitamin B12 is a big one. It's primarily found in animal products.
Right.
So you really need to make sure you're getting enough of it on a vegan diet.
Okay.
Omega-3 fatty acids, iron, protein, and vitamin D are also important to pay attention to.
So how can we make sure we're getting all those nutrients on a vegan diet?
That's where careful planning and smart food choices come in.
I see.
For vitamin B12, fortified foods and supplements are usually recommended.
Fortified foods.
And for omega-3s, incorporating flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts can help.
So it's all about variety.
Absolutely. And don't forget about reading labels. Choose fortified foods whenever possible and make sure you're getting a good mix of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes to cover your bases.
This is so helpful. All right, welcome back to our vegan deep dive. So in the last part, we talked about some of the potential benefits of a vegan lifestyle, but we also touched on how important it is to plan carefully and make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need.
Yeah, totally. You don't want to just jump into it without thinking things through.
Exactly. So for someone who is thinking about giving this vegan thing a try, where do they even begin?
Well, one of the first things I always emphasize is focusing on protein. Plant-based proteins are definitely out there, but it's important to know where to find them and how to combine them in a way that works.
So what are some good sources of plant-based protein?
Well, you've got your beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, nuts and seeds. Those are all great options. And it's a good idea to combine different types of plant proteins throughout the day. That way you can make sure you're getting all the essential amino acids your body needs.
So it's kind of like building a puzzle.
Exactly. Like if you combine rice and beans in a meal, you're creating a complete protein source, even though each of those foods on their own isn't complete.
That's a good tip. And what about those fortified foods we talked about earlier?
Oh yeah, those are really helpful for filling in any potential nutrient gaps.
Okay.
For example, a lot of plant-based milks are fortified with calcium and vitamin D, which are really important for bone health.
Makes sense.
And you can find some cereals and nutritional yeasts that are fortified with vitamin B12, which we know can be a little bit tricky to get on a vegan diet.
So reading labels is key.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that the product is actually vegan, and you want to see what nutrients it's providing.
Right. Okay, so planning is clearly crucial for a smooth transition. What about when you get those cravings for, familiar foods? Or what about when you're in a social situation where there might not be many vegan options?
Those are really good points. Going vegan doesn't mean you have to completely give up all your favorite foods.
Oh, good.
There are so many creative vegan recipes and substitutes out there that can really satisfy those cravings.
So, you can still have pizza night or a nice bowl of pasta.
Totally. And when it comes to social situations, I think communication is key. Let your friends and family know about your dietary choices.
That's a good idea.
They might be more understanding and supportive than you think.
Right. It's all about open communication and respecting each other's choices.
Exactly. And if you're going out to eat, do a little research beforehand, see if the restaurant has vegan options.
Okay.
A lot of restaurants are becoming more accommodating to plant-based diets, and some even have separate vegan menus these days.
That's good to hear. It seems like the world is becoming more vegan-friendly. What about those times when you're just feeling kind of stuck or unsure about something?
Don't be afraid to reach out to healthcare professionals or registered dietitians.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They can give you personalized advice, assess your nutrient levels, and help you create a meal plan that really meets your needs.
It's like having a coach for your vegan journey.
Exactly. They can help you navigate any challenges you might face and make sure you're thriving.
This has all been super helpful. So for anyone out there who's ready to embrace a more plant-based lifestyle, remember, focus on protein, explore for fortified foods, get creative in the kitchen, talk to your friends and family, and don't hesitate to ask for help from the experts. Welcome back to the final part of our vegan deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from the potential health benefits to those practical tips for transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle. But before we wrap up, let's tackle a few more common questions and concerns.
Okay, sounds good.
One that comes up a lot is about iron. We all know it's important for healthy blood, but the type of iron found in plant-based foods, that non-heme iron, it's not as easily absorbed as the heme iron found in animal products.
Right.
So how can vegans make it that they're getting enough iron?
Well, it's all about smart food pairings, combining iron-rich plant foods like lentil spinach or tofu with a source of vitamin C, like a squeeze of lemon juice or some bell peppers.
Okay.
That can really boost iron absorption.
It's like a little power couple on your plate.
Exactly.
Now, what about omega-3 fatty acids? We hear so much about getting them from fatty fish, but what are the options for vegans?
That's a great question. So fatty fish is a really good source of EPA and DHA, which are two specific types of
All
omega-3s.
right.
But there are plant-based sources of ALA, another type of omega-3 that our bodies can actually convert into EPA and DHA.
Oh, interesting. So which foods have ALA?
Well, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are all excellent sources of ALA. Adding those to your diet can help.
Got it. So it seems like with a little planning, vegans can get all the nutrients they need.
Definitely.
But can you build muscle and have enough energy for tough workouts on a vegan diet? That's a big question I think a lot of people have.
Absolutely. There are tons of vegan athletes out there who are proof that you can thrive on a plant-based diet no matter how active you are. It's about making sure you're eating enough calories, getting enough protein,
Okay.
and loading up on carbs for energy.
And speaking of fitness, there are resources out there that can help you create a personalized workout plan and tailor it to your specific goals and dietary needs.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about finding what works best for you.
So as we wrap up this vegan deep dive, what's the main takeaway you want our listeners to leave with?
I think the most important thing to remember is that a vegan diet, like any big lifestyle change, it's a personal journey. It's about exploring and learning and making choices that align with your values, your health goals, and your overall lifestyle.
That's a great point.
Whether you decide to go fully vegan or just add more plant-based meals to your week or maybe just learn more about this way of eating, the key is to be curious and open-minded.
Couldn't agree more. Well said. And remember, there are so many resources out there to help you along the way. Online communities, cookbooks, registered dietitians. You don't have to do this alone. If you're feeling inspired, keep learning, keep asking questions, and for all things health and fitness, visit armygymnastics.com. That's your go-to resource for expert advice, workout plans, and personalized fitness solutions. Don't miss out on the tools to help you reach your goals. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Thanks for listening. For all things health and fitness, subscribe to our newsletter today. Find out more at armygymnastics.com.